Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Resiliency Camp Podcast. We got my man Davonte Neal in the building
Yes,
tonight.
sir. Yes, sir.
Man, it's a legend right here, man.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, do your homework. Davonte Neal, for real.
Hell me. What's up, everybody, man? We live with my man Trell. We in here, man. We about to give y'all something good today, man. Hopefully, so.
Man, for sure, man. It's gonna be good, man. We're gonna speak that into existence for real, man. I'm excited to have you, bro, man.
Yeah.
Thankful, man, you came through, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, I seen you back on the gram. I'm like, man, Davonte, I'm like, man, this somebody I really looked up to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, man.
I used to be at my granny house and I'm like, man, like the legend here, like
Yeah.
I just watched him score 6 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying, today, man. So
Yeah.
man, it's, you know what I mean? It's good to have you, bro, man, for real.
Hey, it's
bro.
good to be here, man. You know, people still showing love. You know, I appreciate you for supporting. You know, we go back. You know, not a lot of people go back nowadays, so we
That's
definitely
real.
go back. So yeah, it's all love, man. I like what you're doing, and I see what's going on, and it's just about getting everybody hip to what we got going.
Bro, that's real. That's real, bro. Getting everybody hit, bro, for real, bro. And I just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thankful for the people that's around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we always talking patience, you know what I'm saying? Just putting patience and, being consistent and putting that grind in, you feel me? Because I feel like that's where a lot of people mess up, man. They think it's supposed to happen overnight, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I was just telling you before we even started. I'm like, man, people don't understand. Like, it's not just about the views for me.
Yeah.
It's not about the like and the follows. Like, for me, like, it's like, man, it's more about the people that call me, text me, you know what I'm saying? I go places, you feel me? People like, we listening to you and things like that. I'm like, huh? Like, people like, I heard something that touched me, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm doing my job then.
Exactly.
You know
And
what
it's
I'm saying?
about touching little lives around here, man. You know, that's what we doing as we get older, bro. We trying to give back.
That's
you know what I'm
real.
saying? We trying to touch the ones we can. We're not going to reach everybody. You know, everybody not going to hear the
Come on.
message, but come on,
real.
we gotta do what we can, and we gotta keep doing what we gotta do in order to touch the ones that we care about, the ones that's listening. Like you said,
Man.
you got people hitting you up all the time. It's the ones that call you and text you and say,
on.
hey, I see what you're doing. You know,
Right.
that's the reward right there.
That's real.
You know, everybody that's not seeing it, they don't have the same vision. The vision's not for them. So, we just got to keep doing what we do.
Come on, bro.
So,
And something big you said, bro, like, and for anybody out there grinding, chasing it, man, understand, like, your vision not for everybody. I think people
not.
get that confused, you know what I mean? Like,
for real.
for real, bro, your vision is not for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I tell people all the time, like I say, it ain't about just the views, the likes, and things like that. Like I say, like, it's really about, I feel like I'm working for God. I'm touching lives, like giving back. I'm like, God gave me this gift. You know what I'm saying? He let me have all this success and things like this, you know what I mean? Not saying that I did so much crazy things, but I got some memories for life.
Right.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I
yeah.
got some things that, you know what I'm saying? I got
We
some
got
stories.
personal memories.
Man, come on, bro. I'm taking it to the grave.
No, for real. That's exactly it. You got some stuff that other people
Come
can't
on.
say. They,
You know what I'm saying?
they can done,
you know what I'm saying? What little baby say? I'm not doing too bad on somebody. You can Google me.
For real. You can Google me. Hey, oh me.
No, I'm just playing, man. I'm just messing around. But, it's just all about giving back now. Like I say, just, I had somebody, on my last podcast ask me would I do things different. And I told them no. You know what I'm saying? Just because then I wouldn't be able to, help a kid in a certain area or give them this knowledge or, hey, this is where I went wrong, where I didn't go hard or not even going hard. I didn't respond the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly
things like
it.
that, like that I learned that I can, share to other people and things
Yeah.
like that and just mistakes, man. But like I say, memories for life, bro. Like I say, Davonte, I remember, bro, like first seeing you, bro. My cousin Izzy at quarterback, man. I'm talking about y'all favorite play was just
Yeah.
throw the vert. Like,
Throw the deep ball, man.
Throw the deep ball. I'm
That's
like, man.
it. And plus, Izzy, man, he had an arm too. We didn't
Come
even
on.
know Izzy had an arm till he got out there and just started slinging it. We like,
Come
hold
on.
up.
All
Let's
right.
hey, that's the quarterback right there. Hey, throw the deep ball. I'm gonna run under it, bro. I promise you, man.
Right.
And we just kept that motto, man.
That's real, bro. And then like I say, bro, it was just so cool because like I say, every Saturday, you know what I'm saying, all the Pop Gunner games before y'all was always the last game. So
Always.
I'm like, man, I couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? You had Dukes out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like y'all had some cold people on y'all team, bro. So
We really did. I mean, that was the year we had the South Winds. I mean, we had we had a whole squad. I mean, we had Brandon Jones on
Come
that
on,
team.
bro.
We had Izzy, we had myself.
Come on, bro.
Josh Denard played
Come on.
with the team.
Right.
Josh Denard went to Brophy, for those who don't know. So we had a handful of like stacked
on.
up too. And not to mention we had Terrion and them dudes on the team that was right underneath us. So
Come
it was
on.
like, we ain't had no worries. I was playing with them in 7th grade. So we ain't had no worries like, oh, where we playing next year? We already knew, hey, we don't win it this year, we doubling back because we got a team next year that's gonna be savages. So I mean, them Pop Warner days, them Southside, it's nothing like playing over here in this Awatuki side. It's,
man, no.
It's night and day, bro.
Hey, I used to come to this side and kill them.
Look, you come on this side, bro.
I'm the fastest. Hey, I'm the biggest dude. I'm the fastest on the team. I saw them street races. Hey, line it up.
I'm telling you,
it's my cousins. Like, hey,
you don't know how many times after practice we done said, man, line them up. I don't care, man. Line it up. We ain't running from no phase. Like, nah, line it up right now. Like, we going in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, running full strides like we're in the track meet. No shoes on.
No shoes.
All
like
socks.
We ain't just get there running sprints. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, people don't know about that. That's the coach. Hey, that's what the culture that you don't get though, because I feel like that's the difference between, playing with on South Side and playing on this side. Like, I played a year over here and it just was like, I'll go to the South Side. Competition's better. The coaches, it's a lot different because you're playing with people that look like you.
Right.
And not only that, like, you don't know how many times, you ask Lacey, you don't know how many times we done sat after practice with Coach Gill and just him and Tyre just chopping it up. And we all just sitting there just posted talking.
Rest in peace to Coach Blake.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Coach Blakes, man. That was a real one right there. I'm telling you, like, you can look at him. Hey, he was funny as a mug too.
Hey, I remember my sophomore year, we had like this O-line competition. He like the trail. When you get out there, bang, just do that. Like, just headbutt.
Hey,
I'm talking about we got no pads on, just a shirt and some shorts. He said, when you come on the ball, boom.
You look at him, some sounds like Coke.
Hey, but I did it. It worked. Hey, nobody want to come off that ball no more.
Nobody. Heck, nah. Come on, you come headbutt me without the helmet on. I'm like, bro, you got it, G. Man, it ain't that serious. But yeah.
Man, and I think too, that's like the biggest difference as well, bro, is like, we had, like I said, we had people like you to look up to. People like Izzy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking like, man, I want to be like them. And like, not only that, bro, like, man, just getting to spend that time with y'all as well. Like I said, I couldn't wait till you and Izzy hung out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you at my granny house, cool. Like, I'm just following y'all everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all going to the store, I'm going to the store. You know what I'm saying? I want to soak up everything, but like, I feel like that's the difference too. I feel like, nowadays, like, first off, the culture different, like the competitiveness. You got a lot of kids who don't want to play the game no more, who don't want to play sports. Like, versus us, like, that's all we wanted to do was be outside, compete. And like, I think that was a big thing too. We was competing as well. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, dang, I see Davonte, like, he the man. I think you in 8th grade. They talking about he gonna be the best freshman ever, the fastest kid. Like, I'm hearing all these things. I'm like, hold on, he was just at my granny house eating with me.
Yeah.
I can do it too now.
100%, bro.
I can do it too. And I feel like that's what,
But bro, people don't understand, bro. The way I used to work back then, bro, like,
man, that's what I'm talking about.
Some other stuff. Like my father really,
come on, I'm gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, like I'm talking about it would, but see the difference about it is a lot of kids don't want to really go out there and work like that because you got to sacrifice a lot, bro. I sacrificed a whole lot.
Come on.
Like I didn't have no like
come on, bro.
Going and hang out all like that. It really wasn't even like that. Like,
bro.
Like people tell you, like, when you see me, it's like, oh, you out. Like, oh, like,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? So I was not 24/7, eat, sleep, drink, football. I'm talking about wake up.
That's it.
My meal is consistent with a diet that I had to be on. And you got to think about, this is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is a kid, you know what I'm saying?
On,
being trained with that mentality. So it's like, when I go out there, it had to be easy for me because I put in so much work in the off season to where it was like, bro, you want me to go run 50 yards? Oh, that's nothing. One time? And you gonna throw the one time? That's nothing. That's nothing. I probably ran a whole bunch of them in the summertime, so it's nothing. So we went out there, we just worked, bro. That's just it.
And bro, like I said, bro, you can just tell, like, every field you stepped on, everywhere you went, you was the best player on the field. Like, and I never seen somebody, like I said, do it with so much ease. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like going back to the work, like I seen how you and your dad worked. I'm like, this crazy. You get done with football practice, you going to track practice.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was just
what
like that, bro.
The heck?
Like football was over with, and we going to the track to run. It was like on some stuff like, dang, like,
come on. And Pop's out there serious too. Coach Neal out there for real, like,
for
ready.
Real.
And let me ask you, man, because like you say, it also made the game easier for you, which that showed. Freshman year, you go to Chavez, you kill it, man. You doing numbers, you know what I mean? You're starting to get offers and receive things like that. Let me ask you, before we speak on the success, let me ask too, because like you say, you 10 years old, and you don't want to do that as a child. But talk to me about how that can hurt in a way as well.
Oh man, listen, and I think that falls into my afterwards too, because like
it does.
like I said,
that's why I asked you.
Like I
know
said,
it do.
Hey, this is a kid who for 7, 8, 9 years did one thing that was consistent, and that's play ball. And what you do, I'm waking up, I'm training, I'm going out there, I'm working out. And it's like you sacrifice a lot of going to hang out with friends. Granted, I can still go hang out with my friends, so I ain't gonna make it seem like I ain't get to just go chill.
Right.
But it wasn't on my time. It was all right, workout's done, this is done. Now you can go kick it with your friends. But shoot, kicking it at that point is like, I'm trying to just actually chill, bro.
Right.
I'm not trying to go out there and run around. I just did that all day. So when you look at that, like it can have a big effect on you, because it can tear you down early, to the point where it's like, by the time you get where you actually want to be at, it's like, do I even want to be here? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this really what I put all this work in to get the output? Now, some people will say yes, 100%. But for me, when I got to where, it came down to where you had to ask yourself, all right, what we doing? What we doing 10 years ago wasn't the same thing I was doing 10 years later.
That's real.
So it was like, where do you really want? Is that really what you want to do with your life?
Right.
With me, I was trained. Heck yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. But as you get older, you start to mold yourself. You start to be your own person. You start to think for yourself. And now you like, it was fun and all when it was fun. But now it ain't. Now it's like more to it. Is it still fun? That's what you really got to come. And I think a lot of us have a hard time with coming to the agreement with that. I had a hard time with it.
For a fact, bro.
Look, like you said, like,
for a fact.
I did it. And I had opportunity. And when the opportunity came, it was more like I thought about it. You shouldn't have to think about nothing like that.
That's real.
Because if you love it, that's what you want to do. It's like, all right, cool, I know that. But with me, when I thought, like, I had to think about it, like, is football still something I want to do? 100% want to be around it. 100% love the game.
That's real.
But do you want to go put your body out there for that same pain, that same intensity that you was doing before, but at a higher level?
Right.
Don't get me wrong, NFL would have sounded great. Excellent. Come on, bro.
Right.
But everybody you speak to that go to the league, they ain't happy. They wish they wouldn't have went to the league and could have still had the same type of, output with money or whatever, so that they could have got where they going. But at the same time, they look at it back at it, they're like, bruh, I went out there and did this and that with my body, and all I got to show for it is some money.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro. That's not what we doing this for.
And you know what's crazy too, just attesting to that, bro, because I read, I forgot the title of the book by Tony Dungy, but, he was talking about, being out past one and how nothing's good. And then he stated a fact like that shocked me. Like he said, bro, and like, you can disagree with it, but it's a fact though. Like he said, not 80, I think it's 88%. I'm not too sure, but I'm right around that percentage. So I'm gonna say 90%. I'm around up. So 90% of athletes, right, NFL players leave permanently injured, divorced, and broke.
Cause because when you get there, bro,
It shook me, bro.
It's a whole bunch of leeches.
This is Tony Dungy, Hall of Fame. He's been around the greats.
And he been around.
Permanently injured, broke, divorced.
And it's always 2 out of the 3. It's always at least 2 out of the 3.
For sure.
Because if you ain't broke, you got a divorce because you out there acting like,
come on,
acting like a brother, like a dude act. You heard what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Acting like a human. You
That's
out
true.
there acting as humans will. Or you got playing through injuries, you playing through sprains, you playing through, I played through I had a stress fracture in my shin. Right. People for that don't know what that is I had a crack in my shin bone.
Right.
And when you put that thing on the X-ray, you see like an empty spot in my shin. They're like, yo, your bone is one hit, you break that thing and it's gone. But it's like we fight in our head. We like,
nah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take that chance.
Ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that chance. Cool. He hit me. He ain't gonna hit me there. I'll make sure of it.
Right.
But then it's like that one trick accident that happens. I done seen a guy at Notre Dame just breaking the wrong way, having your feet the wrong way, being flat-footed. He tried to break Achilles. One play. Not to. This is the first day of camp. This is the first rep of one-on-ones.
Right.
You feel me?
So
it's like
seen it, right.
I'm so thankful and so blessed to only get out of football. And the biggest injury I had to get surgery on my wrist because I had.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Speaking on injuries, a lot of people don't know this, right? Because they just see like the Sunday nights and the touchdowns and the Saturdays. A lot of people don't know, bro. When you get hurt at practice don't fucking stop for you.
It don't.
And I'm sorry to cuss, but it doesn't though.
Bro.
I didn't see people tear their ACLs. I didn't see broken legs. You know what coach say? Move it up 10.
Move it up. That's it. Move it up 10. Like
it's the next man up mentality.
Next man up.
But it was crazy to see that. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with too, because we humans too. So as much as they're creating us to be monsters and go get after it, you see somebody get hurt. And then they just say, move it up 15 yards. Bro was starting.
Yeah, like he was
a
just
starter.
Like you just paid that man. You just paid that man that much, $78 million a year. And you just, it's just whatever with him. Not next man up.
Move it up.
That's what it be
like.
like.
You know, with that too, it's certain players, different treatment. But too, like, it was just crazy to see. And I think that shocks a lot of people going back to we humans. So I think for a young kid to see in high school, they tape you up when you hurt, or they ice you up to, why are you faking? You was just laughing. Your arm ain't broke.
Right. But see, they take the politics in that too. Politics play a big role in that. Because think about that. Let's take a look at it, right? Lamar Jackson, right? Comes in the league, takes the league by storm, does his thing. Everything Lamar Jackson is going out there and doing. Running the ball, throwing the ball, making people look silly, right? We look at that and we like, dang, he out there killing it, right? Let's say that the same thing Lamar Jackson is doing. Let's say Aaron Rodgers goes out there and does something that same thing. Right. Now you don't understand. Aaron Rodgers has been evading tackles for years, bro. That's real. So when he in that pocket and getting out of that, he can do something crazy. But the fact that Lamar did it is different than the fact that A-Rod did it. Because they're gonna look at A-Rod and be like, oh, A-Rod made a good play. He got up out of the pocket. They might look at Lamar and be like, well, Lamar just dropped back and just took off. Same scenario.
That's real.
Same exact scenario, but they'll be like, Lamar's not a good quarterback. How they even try? Lamar's a running back. Lamar this and that.
That's real.
But then you get the quarterbacks like Russell Wilson. Same type of style. He started that type of style. You feel me? He perfected. I ain't say he started because Michael Vick, we all know, started that thing. Real. Randall Cunningham and all them boys. Right. But listen, when it came to our era, you feel me? Russell Wilson been doing it for a minute.
Right.
Cap was doing it too, but they blackballed Cap.
Right.
But Russell Wilson been doing it. But you don't hear a lot of flack about Russ.
Right.
You don't hear about a hype about Russ because the hype ain't on Russ. The attention ain't on Russ right now.
That's real.
The attention is on the new cat that coming in to the league that everybody think is a running back and don't think he can succeed. That's so real. When he do something, it's like,
right. But
when Russ do it, it's like, oh, that's Russ. Nah, why is it just that's Russ? Right, it's a great play regardless. Right. You see? That's real. But that's all about politics and how politics plays and how people view the game, bro. Right. It's all about how you view that thing. So.
That's real, bro. Like, I don't want people to view this and like, because I think too, sometimes people get the truth confused with jealousy and hate.
Oh yeah.
And envy. Because you in the dark, you trying to, you can't understand. So what I wanted to address is that too, because I feel like some people look at that and be like, well, he making it sound like the league bad.
Oh no.
Or like the league is this. Let me clear it up, man. The league great. No. Playing ball is great. If you get there, that's a blessing. I ain't knocking nobody that, got there. You 100%. Know what I'm saying? So let me clear that up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like some people might, watch this and be like, well, he said that before. Priest talked about that. But see, if you never been there, then you don't understand.
100%. If you never.
And so like, I don't want it to make it seem like, I'm one of these bitter, I wish I would have got there and now look, you do this and that and you leave with this and that. Like, no, I'm just telling the truth.
We're telling the truth.
See, that's why too now I can spread that game. Listen, understand what you're getting yourself into. It's gonna be this type of grind.
Yeah.
You think a 9 to 5 hard? Heck no. You think going to school hard? Heck no. Put yourself through that. Put yourself through that and understand what you're getting through. And you can get through that.
Yeah.
You can get through that. You can if you can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Because like 100%. I tell people, like, it's more than just that. You know, people be like, well, oh, he made it, so he better than that dude. First off, he was not better than him.
His mentality.
Hey, off the couch right now, bro, still get dude in the league.
Facts.
That's the truth.
100.
And that's the God honest truth.
100.
But
hey, people want different things.
You know, he got there, and like I say, it's no knock. But like I say, like some people be like, well, they better and they this and they that. Like, you gotta understand what going to. Like I said, it's politics. It's health. People get hurt all the time.
All the time,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying? Like, it's so much more. People deal with mental battles. And I'm not making no excuses. But like, too, I feel like those people are always overlooked by the people who did make it. Which I understand that, but it's like, too, it's like, because like I always hear somebody like, well, bro made it and he did everything right. Well, that same guy that, you know, didn't make it, he did everything right too. But besides the fact he got hurt, he just didn't make it.
Right.
But like, too, with the game of football, you can just take so much from it. And like I said, I always go back to my coach, bro. Like he said, I'm raising good firemen, good husbands.
Yeah.
You know, business owners.
That's it.
All that.
Teaching you how to be a man, bro.
Teaching you how to be a man because that's what that game teach you, bro. You 100%. Feel me? Like, because I know I carried that same mentality. Even though I don't step on the field, I carry it with me in my everyday life.
I mean, even them boys in the league too, that's the same type of mentality they have. Hey, I'm trying to be, because at that point, you got to understand, we all grown.
Right.
Everybody is a grown man at this point. So it's not no, you know, he might be 18, but if he 18 and he in this league, he grown man too. You feel me? So everybody's like, I'm trying to take care of my family. I'm trying to raise my kids to know how to, you know, treat a man, woman, etc. And not only that, them rookies that come in the league, they now molding them to be vets.
Right.
Because, you know, the vets are in the league for a reason. They still there for a reason.
Right.
So when it comes to them and the coaches is looking at them like, hey, now I want you to take these guys on. I want you to teach them the ropes, show them the ropes. That's how guys last 15, 16 years in the league. It's not about like, it's that people think, oh, he's a good player, so he just no. Why is he a good player though? What did he do? Right. He treated his body right. He got the proper treatments. He was in the film room. He studied the game. So now you in the film room, you studying the game, you getting your body right. Now your body can go out there and do everything you needed to do, and your body don't need to do that much. You watch the film. You know what you need to do and not need to do. You know what coverages you got. You know what play you got. And you know how to work smarter, not harder. That's what I was already taught, bro. Work smarter, not harder. Why go out there and, you know, run out there and run through a wall when you can go out there and run through the same bag and get the same work?
That's real.
And you can actually run through the bag rather than not being able to run through the wall. You feel me? So work smarter, not harder, bro. That's what just the motto that I've always had when I was playing. Right.
And then one thing I want to talk to you about too, because like I said, man, you started to experience so much success at a young age, man. Like I don't think people understand how much like pressure goes into that.
Yeah.
Because man, you got like parents messaging you, you better go to this college. Like you got fans following you, right? Like, and so much attention at a young age, man. And let me ask you, because, you know, you had that attention, you had them goals, and then like you said, it was tough doing something for 10 years and not doing it, man. Like, tell me too how, like, you know, just having that success at a young age, like people, because like I say, me watching you, I'm like, Davonte going to the NFL.
Oh, trust me, everybody say that.
He's going to be a first round pick, top 10. I've never seen nothing like him, right?
Definitely.
But it didn't pan out and it didn't happen, man. So talk to me about that, because like, I just feel like if you've never been in that position where like when you go somewhere, everybody know you, and you having all this success, and you can eat for free, you can go to anybody's house, you can do whatever, right? You can do whatever at school, to it not happening, man. Talk to me about that effect, bro.
Yeah, it was tough, you know, just like anybody would assume. It's tough to think a certain way for so long,
right?
And then finally that point comes and you think differently about the situation. I mean, you could have told me in high school, bro, you probably not gonna think the same way that you think now. And I'd be like, you lying. I'm going to the league regardless, blue. Like everybody was saying. But as you go through life and you experience certain things, there's certain things that I just didn't do the correct way that I knew I should have done the correct way.
That's real.
But that's also being a lot of coming from what we talked about earlier. I worked so hard that when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, I didn't really have that much free time. I didn't have that much time to go out there and really do what I wanted to do.
Right.
So now that I finally, got to a position where I make the decisions. Right. I choose what I do, and I'm the one that choose how it goes. At that point, it was like, all right, well, I started to think differently. I started not to think football.
Right.
And I started to think more family and then football. And
That's
then
real.
I started to think, okay, now it's not family football, it's family school football. So now it's like, all right, what's really more important to me at this point? Being away, possibly, going through what you're going through right now and figuring out this thing, or like, is there something else you want to do? And at this point, and I still am, I was trying to be I was thinking I want to be a firefighter at this point.
That's real.
So at this point, it's like, all right, do I really want to go bang my body up against people for a living, or do I want to just kind of, don't get me wrong, firefighter still, it takes a lot of, stuff on your body. But when you think about it, when you look at Arizona, at least 70% of the calls are non-fire related. So when you think about that, 70% of your calls, you're going to be going and checking somebody's pulse, checking somebody's blood pressure, and making sure, that they call it AFPU, but they making sure that their vitals are straight.
Right.
That's all you're doing. What happened, man? Oh, she passed out. Checking out why she passed out.
Right.
That's 70% of your calls. Yeah, the other percentage we have, yeah, you might be going to take it on the fire, but at the same time, it's not. Right. So I think my brain started to go elsewhere, and I started not to think so much football. So I didn't spend as much time in the film room. I didn't spend as much time in the weight room. I didn't spend as much time on the field. Instead of doing stuff after practice, I was getting up out of there and going to get my daughter. Because she's at daycare. I'm like, I'm trying to see my kids and my family now.
Right? The mentality switch.
The mentality switch. Right. Whereas when I was a kid, I was filtered from all of that. Right. I only had one thing to think about, and it was really me. So at that point, I ain't had to think about the media. My dad did all of that for me. Right. Barely had to think about school. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had to think about nothing but football. Boy, just go out there and play football. Say less. That's the easiest thing I could have done.
That's real.
So for me to be able to juggle everything, I honestly, it became a lot for me, and I started to lose focus on what was the real focus. And that was going to school to play football.
That's real.
I started going to school and living. I started going to school and partying and spending time with family and hanging out.
Things you never got to do, and like that's why, like I think too, like, and that's why I tell people, like, I'm thankful for what I went through, because like I said, I'm thankful for my football experiences. I'm thankful for, things that happen. Like I said, I got memories for life. I didn't play with, you didn't play with some of the best. There's still Pro Bowl every year, right? It's memories, right? Didn't laugh. We didn't ate together, sat at the same table, for right? Real. So like, it's memories that you take with you for life. But like too, like I tell people too, that's the blessing. And that's like my brother Davonte told me one time, right? Like he was talking about Paul, in the Bible. Yeah. And he was talking about how Paul had got locked away and things like that, right? They threw him in the prison. But like he was saying, Paul didn't have a family. And he said sometimes, God give people family. And he said because he needed Paul to do something else. He needed Paul to keep going, versus if he had his family, he wouldn't have been able to do that. And like my brother told me, like when you say yes to something, you saying no to something. So like he said, if I chill here all day with you and do Bible study, I'm saying yes to you and no to my family. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's things like you start to have to distinguish between, okay, my family or this game, this or that. And like, two, like, but don't get me wrong, too, it's people that have had kids, once again, and have done it. Yep. But like, two, like you say, when your mind drift in another spot and it's not focused no more, because I remember coming back home and my coach Lauer was like, you got to win where your feet at. Mind you, he telling me this, I just had a kid while I'm off at college. Mind you, they calling like, when you going to be back?
Right.
You gonna be back in 2 days?
Right.
Come on, like they ain't,
they want to see
here?
you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, when you gonna be back?
Right. For me, the biggest thing was as I was playing, I found myself coaching a lot. Right. So when my mentality was shifting, it was more of all right, I want to get up and coach and teach these guys how to do it. Right. So honestly, when I took my trip to Canada and was figuring that stuff out, I was up there trying to figure out. I had multiple conversations with my high school coach, Coach Charlie Regal, and I was on the phone with him like, yo, when did you get into coaching? What made you get into coaching? Like, and he was like, I know you, bro. Why you asking me these questions? You don't never ask nothing. Like, why you asking these questions?
Right.
He like, you want to get into coaching? And I was like, yeah. He's like, man, to be honest, I thought that was something good for you, from jump. But, people got to figure that, you got to figure yourself out. And I think that's what college helped me do, is figure myself out. Because at the end of the day, yeah, was I supposed to go to the league? 100%. 100%. That's no question. And you do my positions like, yeah, I'm in the league. But you figure stuff out and everything is different. You can't do what everybody expects you to do.
That's real.
And a lot of what I was doing was trying to make everybody else happy.
Come on.
That already had that vision for me in their head. People that when I come back home, they're like, man, I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you. It was like, was you really rooting for me? Because now that I'm not doing that, is you still rooting for me?
Come on.
You feel me? Like now that I'm not playing ball, you notice a lot of people like, where y'all done, where they done went?
Fade off, dog.
It's only a couple people that you can be like, yeah, they still there. They still, they still. But
still love.
It's definitely them people that's like, oh, he ain't playing ball no more. And the thing about that, and I'm blessed that happened. I'm blessed that I'm not playing ball. I'm blessed because, like you said, God had a different plan.
That's real.
Yeah. Did I want to play football? Yeah. Like, was that something that I could have seen myself doing? Yeah. But at the same time, that must not have been part of the plan. As much as we wanted that to be a part of the plan,
come on,
it wasn't part of the plan.
Come on, my.
And I'm meant to be doing something else, and that's why I jumped. I find it ironic that as soon as I came back to back out here, I got a coaching job instantly. Right. People trying to put me on their staff, like, yeah, oh yeah,
Davonte we need you. Neal, come on,
right?
You.
Exactly.
I need you.
And it's like, all right, and it clicked to me like, yo. That's what you meant to be doing, bro. You meant to be coaching. You meant to be teaching. And even my coach at Dante Williams, he's at USC now. He was my DB coach. Right. He looked at me my senior year. He was like, hey, bro, I just want to tell you, you're going to be a heck of a coach one day. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sits with you, bro. It sits with you. And you start thinking like, dang, I was already thinking that. So maybe that is. So he was just talking to me in too many different ways. So I feel like it's a blessing that I'm not in the league and I didn't take that route.
That's real.
I get to spend my time with my daughter. I get to, I got to know myself. And now I'm getting to teach kids. I'm at Dobson High School now, where I'm getting to teach kids that don't have that father figure, mother figure, that figure that's like, hey, this is what you should be doing. And you tell the difference because, for instance, give you an example. I coached at Chaparral my first year coaching. Right. Now I'm coaching at Dobson. That's two different type of schools. One school got some money. The other school, kids going out there and getting it on their own. Come on. They going. I'm talking about kids
wearing
talking
the same clothes.
Wearing the same clothes.
You can tell they ain't ate all that. Break my heart.
You feel me? And they going. Hey, I got to go to work after practice. So it's like,
well, you got to work after practice. That's what.
I ain't had no job until I got done playing ball. Never had a job.
Never had a job till I got out of college, bro. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, bro, like you gotta go to work on top of going to school, on top of coming to practice and stuff like that. Like, bro, it's tough. But
you're a grown man.
You're a grown man right now. You feel me?
But you're doing grown man stuff.
The thing I love about Dobson though is because they look at you and they're like, all right, every program that I've been in, they look at you and they're like, all right, you know what you're talking about. Regardless of all the problems that the team might have had before, right? Kids mouthing off, this and that. It's like when I step up in there, it's like, we can't do that. For one, I'm gonna talk back to you, bro. Right. I'm just not gonna let you just be mouthing back off to me and me just be sitting there like, oh, okay, kid. Because then that gives the image that that's the kind of coach you are. You can be talked back to. Real. You don't demand respect. That's real. I want the respect that I need, but I'm gonna also give you the respect because, like I said, I know how I was as a player and I know what I did and then did like.
That's real.
So that helps me out with being the coach, bro, because like it all honestly, it's like I was meant to do this. It's like I was meant to do it, bro.
For sure you were, bro, because so much knowledge, so much game. Like I said, you was the third best player in the state behind Andrews Pete and DJ Foster.
Yeah.
You're only two ahead of you.
Hold up, time out. I'm going to have to stop you right there. You Check on ESPN. Number 8 player in the country. Right. Number 1 in Arizona.
Okay, that's real. Because that's what I thought. Like, I'm like, hey, wasn't you?
Now, I was above Andres, even though he was a lineman. Right. You feel me? But hey, shout out to my dog. He in the league doing this thing. You know, DJ is with the Cardinals. So shout out to my boys. They doing their thing. But hey,
hold on, clear it up.
I'm gonna set the record straight right now.
That's real. Because I was like, bro, hold on. He was a top player in the country, number 1. I was like
I said, man, we had a lot of fun doing it. I will never take away from my experience. I've been places. Football took me to Ireland, bro. You feel me? Like,
get to travel the world. World.
You feel me? Football took me to Ireland. Football took me to Canada. Like, football's taking me places I ain't never thought I would be before. You feel me?
That's real.
And it's also introduced me to so many. Like, one of my best friends, still to this day, I still talk to him to this day. Justin Ferguson.
Right.
He got his little training facility going out there in Atlanta. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we met freshman year. We both end up transferring out. But we transferred our freshman year, but we still talk.
Still talk
to this
still
day.
Cool,
that's my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to his wedding next year. Type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the memories, bro. But like, before I hit on that, bro, one thing I want to, bring up too that you was talking about is like, I think it's so crazy how God put people in your life to tell you what you need to hear.
Bro, it's crazy.
Davonte, you gonna be a coach. You sitting there at that moment like, what the hell is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
I don't even know what he talking about. But this is because you was in the storm. You was just going through it. So I don't even see that, bro. I don't see that for my future. Nah, I ain't gonna be that. You feel me? Versus like God told him to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he's just the messenger. But I'm like, it's so crazy because God'll have a few people do that and he'll place that in your life, So.
Yeah, and it's crazy. He's been giving me signs. And I was like, before I even like, because before you hang up the cleats, bro, you want to make sure it's for sure what you're doing.
Right.
I wasn't even for sure if that's what I was doing because I knew I had a lot to give, and I had just realized like myself, like, all right, bro, you ain't been doing this X, Y, and Z. So if you really want to make this work, you need to start doing X, Y, and Z. And I had came to myself like, but is that what you really want to do? Right. I had to sit in myself like in Canada in my little room I was in, bro. I was really sitting out there and I had to like block everybody off, and I sat there for a whole day, and just like we had an off day. We had an off day that day. I didn't speak to nobody. I didn't leave my room, bro. I really sat there that entire day and because this is a life-changing decision you about to make.
Right, it's
real.
Either
you go out there, you're gonna take a different route, or you're gonna stick with the same route, but you're gonna perfect that route now. And for me, it was like, I came to the conclusion, bro, I stepped on the field for the last time and I knew it. I stepped out there on that field and I looked around and I was like, damn, it's my last time on the field. I just felt it. Right. I knew it. I was like, this is it. I think this is a good stopping point for you, bro. This is a good point for you to say, okay, you know what? We had a lot of fun, but it's a wrap. Now, like I said, did I want to do that? Yeah. Did really deep down, was it hard for me to do that? Absolutely not. Because you think about all the people you letting down. Right. But the only person, real talk, the only thing I had to think about, am I letting myself down? No, I'm not letting myself down.
That's real.
Because I got other things I want to do as well. I still got my training about to kick off and everything. So,
right. I'm already knowing big things coming.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like the thing I had to learn too. You know what I'm saying? Because first off, like, after the first few months of being done, you ready to get back on.
You ready.
And my brother Savon had to tell me, like, in the trail, Eric Thomas to impact the world, he didn't have to put a helmet on to do it. And I'm like, all right, like, cool. That gave me understanding too. And then my grandma, like, she would come up there and visit me. My grandmother, man, I love that lady.
Right.
She would come up there and visit me. And like, like she told me, like, son, if anybody's wanting anything, out of you, you know what I mean? If they looking at you a certain way for not accomplishing something or doing something, like, that's not real love right there. You feel me? Like, and that was big on like figuring out, you feel me? Because like I said, I had to, like she said, you got to live for you. You got to decide for you. Like,
you have to.
And I think that's so big, bro. You feel me? Because like you say, you get to that point where I'm about to let this person down. And I didn't tell my mama 50 million times I'm about to get her house.
I'm telling you, but
I didn't tell her, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the person you gotta look in the mirror, bro.
Come on. But hey, I'm still gonna get my mama a house. And that's on everything.
That's that's a must. I feel like you gotta get mom's definitely gonna get her house. Like, it might take a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but
you know what I'm saying? But she definitely gonna get that house.
For
that
sure.
House that was definitely
gotta speak it into an existence, bro. And then like one thing I want to go back to, bro, is cause like your dad, man, Coach Neal, like pushing the hell out of you, man. And let me ask you this, because I got the chance to train with your dad. Like one time, I think coming out of high school, I had one in training. I ran the mountain up in Tucson. Y'all made that famous. I'm telling y'all, go on YouTube and type Davonte Neal Hill. You've never seen nobody run up a mountain like that in your life.
I was on some crazy. I'm talking about.
You've never seen somebody run up a hill like that in your life.
115 degrees.
Type Davonte Neal anything on YouTube. You've never seen somebody. But let me ask, bro, because I got the chance to work with your dad, bro, and I remember him sitting me down, and because like when you going through, when you're a kid, you don't really understand. But I remember him telling me like, he was like, man, a lot of people say I was controlling, and I was this and that, because the narrative that came behind Coach Neal. But of course not. Like once again, like you either understand it or you don't. But I know for a kid that's probably hard to understand. But I remember Coach Neal telling me one time, he was like, I controlled everything in my house. Like I control, like until you 18, till you can make your own decisions, right? Then yes, I'm gonna make your decisions for you. And I'm like, bro, that's so real though, because like I think back to my dad. Like I said, I moved my mom to my dad. Like I said, it's bedtime, phone off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
school, workout, home. Like it ain't none of that hanging. But like once again though, that boosted me to what? I was the number one player in the state my junior year.
Right.
I had every offer in the country by the time I was a sophomore.
Right.
14, 15. But at first, like, once again, I didn't understand that. And like, my question to you is like, too, because I want to know, like, does that have an effect too as well if you don't understand it? Like, as far as, because I feel like a lot of people don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I see situations where parents will push kids and then like it kind of, messes up the relationship kind of. Like when my dad, like I say, I didn't understand. So like I said, and I always bring this up, like I would tell my football players, like, man, I can't stand my dad. I don't like my dad because he cut my phone off. He doing this. But now I say being a man and looking back on it, I'm like, man, my dad, like, he schooled me. You know what I'm saying? He schooled me to the game. He showed me so much that like at the time, I didn't understand that. So going back to you, bro, because like I said, I never seen a kid like, and like I didn't seen and heard stories, but like I witnessed this with my own eyes, bro, growing up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like, bro, how do you feel about that and like the effect? And do you understand now versus back then?
So I will say, start off, there are things I do understand now. Right. That I didn't understand back then. Everything? Oh, nah. Nah. That's real. Definitely not. You're not. Right. But then again, that's human. You're not going to understand everything. That's real. But what I can tell you is when it came to football, I understood it. Because once I got into it myself, when he say, hey, let me control that. You don't need to worry about nothing playing football. He meant that. That's real. All the way. And I didn't understand what he meant until I got by myself and started to realize like the media be out there. I knew there was some savages, but they out there, they be some savages to these athletes, right? So I understood the aspect when it came to him shielding me from that and wanting to control that. But when it came to just, like you said, you didn't understand it. So if you didn't understand it when he told you, I'm the one that live in the house. Right. So you can dang sure I do not understand it because I'm like, yo, like, what? I just at this point, bro, we're in high school and I'm getting older. And at some point you gotta let your kids live. You gotta let your kids be kids, or else they gonna do everything that they couldn't. They gonna do it anyway. But then once they get by themselves, they gonna really do it even more.
Come on, bro. That's why people go out to college, bro. They ain't never had no.
Listen,
come on, they had a curfew. They had all this, all that, all this,
and those
all
are
that.
the worst kids.
Come on, they gon' what?
Those are the worst.
The same kids that was back in high school. You do what? You do this. You stay out and party. They can't go home now.
They can't go home.
They out from Thursday to Tuesday.
I'm telling you, Thursday to Tuesday. Them the turn up days. Like, come on,
bro. They out from every day, and I'm like, it's so crazy. But like once again, and that's why I think it's so crazy because like. Like I say, like it says in the Bible, train a child up in such a way that when they depart, they'll never,
And I think
they'll never leave their roots. And I think that's, and that's why I think it's, you got to be careful with what you show your child, what you expose them to, but also too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know, like.
Yeah. And I think it was a way to do it. And the way to do it wasn't the way it was done.
That's real.
That's what I'll say. It was a way to do it. The way that it was done wasn't the way that it should have been done. Right. It should have been done differently. I feel like if some things were done differently, outcome definitely is different. Because like you said, you train your kids up
in a way, right?
When they get away from you, they know exactly what they're doing.
That's real.
Well, when it came to football, I knew exactly what I was supposed to be doing.
But
everything else I couldn't.
Right.
So it's like, now that I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I want to go to this party. I want to drink some of this alcohol. I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't want to watch film. That film is boring, but this looks fun.
That's real.
So it was one of those things where it was like, all right, he was so tough and so hard on me, but yeah, I thank him for it. But at the same time, I don't. Right. Because I'm like, yo, like, you could have done some stuff differently to make this transition smooth. People don't know. And y'all are like, me and my father, we don't speak like that. Me and him just don't speak like that. It ain't that I ain't got no hard feelings against him. Right. Like I said, if y'all looking for, let me not promote him. Let me promote myself. But anyway, he's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing when it comes to his training. And I think that's why I know what I'm doing when it comes to this training and this football stuff, because he trained me right in that aspect. When it came to football, I will never question, raise my hand, none of that. When it comes to that. Right. But as far as life, I'm like, yo, you could have taught me a whole lot more about life. That's real. You could have taught me a whole lot more about what if football ain't what I want to do. What if, I want to do something else? And I feel like that aspect was never touched. So in my head, I'm thinking, he only care about football. And at a certain point, like you said, we got testosterone too when we get older. At a certain point, I wasn't going. I just wasn't going for my senior year. At this point, I'm like, bruh, I'm 18. You said when I turn 18, I can do what I want. And I really meant that. Like, my first tattoo he told me, when you turn 18, you can do whatever you want. I said, so can I get a tattoo? He said, no, I don't want you to get a tattoo, and I don't condone you getting a tattoo, but you're 18, you can do what you want. Right. So what do you think I did? All right, say less. I'm going to get inked. And you know how I told him? I just put my arm up. Hey, look what I got. Like, at this point, it was like no respect. Like, I ain't had no respect for the man because of where I was, I'm like, bruh, he been like hard on me, honing on me, like, bruh, let me live. And I feel like he ain't let me live. And I feel like had I lived a little bit, I would have known. I would have been hip. I would have been up on game.
You gotta have a balance.
But it wasn't no balance. It was like I was all football. And that's what, like, them pageant, you hear the word term, pageant moms, pageant dads. You ever heard that term where, they get these little kids in these beauty pageants and they're just uptight. Little kid can't do nothing. Little kid got to go to these pageants, got to be on time. That's all their life revolves around. And I was like, that's kind of where me and my father relationship stood. Like I said, there's no hard feelings against the man because you know what I'm saying? Without him, I wouldn't have even had football.
Right.
Simple.
Right.
It's just that simple. I would not have had football without him. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is at this point. If I see him, it's never no disrespect on our side. Me and him, it was just better that we separated and we went our separate ways at that point.
And one thing, and like, I'm not gonna say too much on it, but like after show, bro, and like, a lot of people just say this, but I will pray that, eventually with time, whatever, you can fix that. Because like I always tell people, bro, like, and it's just G stuff. Like my dad always taught me, like, take things for what they are. Yeah. But don't love nobody different.
Yeah.
Just take it for what it is and soak it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I always tell people, like, I feel like same way. My dad could have did this different. My mama could have did this different.
Yeah.
But like like I say, I just love on them. You feel me? And like, and I understand it. Like I tell people, you only get one mom, one dad. You feel me? Like I say, we live in this world where, like I say, people here gone today. You know what I'm saying? They here today, gone tomorrow.
No, for real.
And it's like life is so short that like we never know. And you got this COVID just wiping people out. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister dad just passed a few days ago. You know what I mean? Like it's just like life is just coming, and it's like. Man, like, how do you want to, like, leave this earth? You feel me? Like, do you want to leave, like, with that grudge, whatever it is? And, like, I know it might not be nothing on your side or whatever, or he might feel it's not nothing on his side, but, man, like, I just pray y'all can just fix that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, man, life's short. You feel me?
It is.
Like,
it
you know
is.
What I'm saying? And that's why, like, it's big, too. And, like, like I said, I'm big on... what you show a child is what they gonna see. So imagine this: you trying to teach your kid love, but when grandpa walk in the house, you don't speak to him.
Right, 100%.
You don't talk to him.
100.
Okay, he in the living room. I'm gonna go to the dining room.
Yeah,
your child gonna see that, and then eventually, when she see grandpa, or when he see grandpa, you know what he gonna do? with grandpa in the dining room, I'm gonna be in the living room.
Here. Yeah.
You feel me? So it's
100%.
like you gotta model that. And like one thing Pastor was talking about, this past Sunday, he was like, God even said, love thy enemy.
Yeah.
Like he said, and like real shit, and I needed to hear this too. He said, like, when you point out people wickedness, when you point out what they doing, he said, you wicked.
You got 4 of them things pointing back at you.
And I'm like, it's so crazy because like when I catch myself pointing out the shit that people be doing, it's when my mind not right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God said, love them still.
Yeah.
Love them. Show them. You know what I mean?
That's
just
100%.
show them that. And that's what I mean. You know what I mean? So I think that shit big though. You feel me? But I just pray, you know what I'm saying, that. And that's why I just asked you, bro, like not to necessarily bring that up, but like I know it's both sides to it. You feel me? Because like I say, with it come a lot of success, you feel me? And two, like I said, you got the other side too, the negative, pros and cons. And I feel like that's anything you do in life. It comes with them pros and them cons.
Always.
Life got consequences. You feel me?
I
never forget.
It definitely does, bro.
Good and bad, bro.
Always.
But man, like I say, bro, you go to Chavez after high school. You know what I mean? You transfer to Chat. You know what I'm saying? You killing it, man. Talk about that high school success. Because like I said, you played with Connor Brewer, number 1 quarterback in the country, signs to Texas, man. Like talk about that, bro. How that experience was.
Man, it was a lot of fun, bro. Like I said, we had a lot of fun out there. I mean, stepping out in the field. I mean, being at Chavez, being able to see the different mentalities and people that in the way we play. Like I said, we all know that we go to Chavez, it's predominantly Black Mexican. So you playing with people that look like you, people that go through the same struggles that you go through every day. Well, when you go up to Scottsdale, bro, it was like a whole culture change for me.
Right.
It was some stuff I never seen. When I used to go to Connor Brewer's house, bro, when I tell you, this house could have been on MTV Cribs, bro. Listen, this how big the house was. Listen, he says, all right, when you turn on my street, you're going to make a left. You're going to go to the second house. I'm the second house on the street. I went to the first house because the first house was so big, it looked like 2 houses. And then I went to his house, and his house had a gate. His house had a gate. I'm looking at this house like, this can't be it. He walk outside. I'm looking at him like, dang, I'm about to stay. All right, cool. All right, I'm telling you, listen. Like, I went from staying on 19th and Southern to staying in the Ritz. I'm telling you, the Ritz-Carlton. I got a maid. I got breakfast made every morning. Don't matter what I want. I'm talking his family. Hey, shout out to the Brewers. They got a whole lot of them. You know, his sister, Ashley Brewer, you might catch her on ESPN because she is on ESPN. You know, Connor's doing law school, so shout out to him.
Shout out to Connor, he's cold.
Baby sister is doing news anchoring too, so she trying to get to that ESPN stuff. But you know, it was a lot of fun playing ball because those dudes up there had a different mentality. Sure. I'm talking about you playing with dudes who know the game. Our coaching staff knew the game. We played for an ex-NFL DB. Right. He was a D coordinator. Bro, we was running the Steelers and stuff like that defense, bro. Right. My junior year, we had 17 points scored on us all year. Total. 17 points.
Bro, y'all was cold.
17 points. We was out by halftime. You feel what I'm saying? That's so real. It was like, bro, like to be able to play at a high level like that around so many people that love the game. I'm talking about we had a student section, bro. That was the first time I ever heard of a high school having a student section.
Come on.
And I'm talking about the student section had rituals. 420, they throwing powder up in the air. Right. They throwing flour up in the air. You know what I'm saying? They had different chants and sayings and that they go through. They have
DJs out there.
Bro, DJ, you know, my man Chili, shout out to JC, man. You know, he always showed your boy love. So, you know, with him, he was come out there, bring the DJ booth. Now we got at lunchtime, we got the DJ booth.
Oh, turned up all day.
All day,
Friday
bro. Night is a movie, G.
Come on. Hey, that's
you
what
feel
I tell
me?
people.
I'm telling you.
High school football. Hey,
listen.
Friday night lights time.
Listen, I'm talking about, I'm talking about when you walk through on Monday morning, first period, all of a sudden you hear do 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 do, and you just hear the band running through the hallways,
right?
All through the hallway through the school for at least 30 minutes, bro. We get to leave the class, go out there with the band, walk around with the band, bro. You ain't got no class on Fridays, basically. Everybody like, hey, you ready for the game? You ready for the? Just go ahead and go to the locker room. You good? Right, go eat.
Go sleep. Hey, teachers. Teachers like no test today. You don't gotta take your test. I'm talking about
if we had a test on Friday, I'm like, yo, miss. We got a game on Friday. Oh, you know what? You right. Hey, you know what? We just gonna make it on Monday. Like, say less. And if y'all win, y'all better win too. And if y'all win, I'll give y'all extra credit. like say less, miss. Man. I got you with 3 touchdowns. Come on, just make sure I get a B.
In my jersey on Friday.
In my jersey. You
to give it to the teachers, bro. Hey, you can wear 7'5".
Listen. You don't understand. 1 year, I had cause we was allowed to give jerseys out, and my daughter's mother. That's what I was with at the time.
Right.
She always getting a jersey, but then you got the little hoochies out there. They be like, "Oh, I want a jersey too." So I'm nah, I ain't giving y'all. They always knew no, don't ask me for my jersey because you ain't getting it. It's not happening, bruh. So check this. One of my little English teachers, her name was Miss Bogner. She was so bad, boy. Listen. She said she was always at the game, always in the end zone. So she said, "I'm gonna be at the game this week for homecoming with whoop whoop." I'm like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "Yeah, but see the thing about it is we wearing jerseys, and I need a jersey." Boy, I must have ran to my locker room. So here you go. I got your jersey right here. I only got 2, and the second one is for you, 100%. Boy, was people mad at me because like I said, I never gave a jersey, y'all, because I gotta show my shorty some respect. But I let her know that. Look, you gonna see somebody else in my jersey, yo. But it's my teacher with that 3 on it. Hey, it's my teacher. But
she's ready to fire on her.
Like is that right? But that's the type of lifestyle we lived out there, bro.
It was crazy.
I'm talking about I didn't have to pay for nothing the whole time I was out there.
Ate for free anywhere I went.
I ate for free, and it wasn't necessarily maybe they gave it to us, or maybe the homies. Like I said, I was in Scottsdale.
Come on, bro.
They knew where I came from, so I might have had it, but they wouldn't ask me for me to reach my pockets. Oh, I got it. I got my dad's credit card. I got my mom's credit card. Oh, I got this allowance on my card.
Did you stop and get Davonte food? What'd you want again?
Bruh,
I'm telling you.
No, real talk. It'd be points where they'll be like, "Davonte, you hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't eat." They'll be like, his mom be like, "All right, Connor, y'all just go out there and get something to eat. Take him to Fogo de Chao or something." Like, bruh, Fogo de Chao was a hey, let's just go to Fogo de Chao type. Let's go to Benihana. Like, what is? I'm like, what is that, bruh? What is, bruh? Let me put you on. And they did put me on Roof Crisp on the regular, bro. Like, let's go eat Roof Crisp this week. Say less. Like, I ain't have to reach my pocket or nothing. So, man, I'm blessed with Chaparral football. Man, they showed love. It was so much fun playing ball up there. And I like any powerhouse program you go to, I feel like, it's an experience, bro. Because you get the whole. I got the college feel early.
That's real.
100%.
That's real.
Like,
come on.
I got the college feel early so that when I went to college, it wasn't nothing new for me.
Come on. I've been doing this since I was a sophomore. Come on.
So it was like
what y'all was just doing when y'all got to college, I was doing this as a sophomore.
Doing this as a sophomore, bro.
I was chilling. I was chilling with the girl too.
And to be honest, the perks was probably better because the boosters at Chaparral was way better.
They gonna get on you. What?
I had
boosters. What?
Yeah, you damn right. What they gonna do? They can't do that. I'm gone. But look, I'm talking about, bro. You was hungry.
I know for you, bro.
If you was hungry, like, look, it have been times where I done went to my man's, was like, "Yo, I'm hungry, G." He be like, come back in an hour. Come back in 30 minutes. I'm gonna have some food here for you. It's gonna be upstairs. Just go ahead and eat it. Like, all right, cool. Sure enough, go back in the field house. 30 minutes later, a whole hot plate. I'm talking about steaming. That thing steaming. Like, my dog, I called you out for the period, so don't even worry about going back to class.
For real, eat.
Cool.
Eat slow, I'm
Say
telling you.
less. Let me just kick my feet up. And Chaparral we had the video game and we had the game room.
You got me thinking about so much, right?
Boy, I'm telling you,
Sleep all 7 periods.
All 7 periods if you want to. It's okay.
I'm telling you.
Like I said, I had that English teacher too, so, I had to just go in there and be like, "Yo, Bogues, I need to go run to the locker room. You probably ain't gonna see me again." She'd be like, "All right.
Right. Man, and then Davonte, bro, talk to me, bro, because, like, out of high school, bro, like I say, you go to Notre Dame, bro, and then you go from, like, so much success to you go to Notre Dame freshman year and y'all make it to the national championship, man. Like, what was that like? And then you starting, kick returning and punt returning, man. What was that like, bro?
Man, it was a lot. I mean, I can't say I didn't expect it, to be honest. Just because my track record, I've been around champions. Right. I've been around championships.
Wait, I just want to ask this, bro, because, like, rumor, say, but, like, on your signing day, was it your choice to go to Notre Dame, or where did you originally want to go? Because, like, I end up reading all these stories and stuff, and, like, I'm not no, oh, he say, she say, I'm going to believe it. Like, I just want to hear from the source. Like, what signing day, Was that your plan to go to Notre Dame?
I mean, yeah, it was the plan to go to Notre Dame. I mean, it wasn't necessarily my idea. That's one of the things where, that's one of them decisions that came down to where it's like, all right, this is where you're gonna go because it's good for you. Right. And that's one of them decisions that me, truly, I just didn't understand.
Right.
Because anybody that know me, anybody that know what I'm about, they already know I'm throwing up the O's. I'm going to Ohio State. I'm putting that scarlet and gray on. Anybody knows me, knows that. So for them to like, yo, he ain't commit to yo. So so it was more of a decision where, I respected my father's decision on that. And I went to, Notre Dame over Ohio State. So really it wasn't my decision. No, not necessarily. But you know what? When it comes down to business, you got to make business decisions because,
right, like I said, you end up going to national championship your first year. But
that's the whole thing I get to next. So I'm like, I kind of expected it because, like I said, God don't put me nowhere He don't want me at, bro.
Come on.
And it was obvious that I wasn't supposed. It was obvious that
and that's even for hard times too.
Even for hard times,
people think
bro,
when God puts you somewhere, it's just gonna be easy. It's for hard times too.
It's for hard times too. So I had to really learn, like, you know what? Stick with the decision. This is what you're going to go with. So when I got to Notre Dame, I went in there like, you know what? Forget it. I got to be here. I'm here. It's a great school. It's a great school, bro.
Right.
Not anybody can get in Notre Dame, bro. Right. You feel me? Like, not even your smartest kid in your school is guaranteed to get Notre Dame. But I was. Right. You feel me? So I'm like, cool. So I took it with a grain of salt. We made the decision. We went with it. And being there, being in the national championship the freshman year, it was great to be around that atmosphere, bro. That's the biggest thing I took out of it. I was up there with dudes like Theo Reddick, Stefan. He played who Theo with now, the Bills, right? Stephon Tuitt, the Steelers, right? So I was with dudes of that caliber, playing ball with dudes of that caliber, and it's like, it teaches you mentality. It teaches you how to sway your mentality. Everybody stepped on that field like we going to compete. You my brother when we get off this field, but when we get on this field, we gonna compete. We gonna make each other better because we got an end goal. Manti Te'o played with Manti. Manti was a real good friend of mine, really good friend of mine because when I got there, he knew my exposure and stuff. And when it came to me playing offense or defense, he was like, "Look, little bro, bunk what these coaches want. What you want to do? Don't play on no side of the ball you don't want to play on because it ain't gonna work."
It's real.
But you know what I'm saying? But whatever side you on, be on that side.
That's real.
So when he said that, like, it hit me like, and they did want me to choose offense or defense, but I was like, I came here for a receiver. Why everybody sleeping on me right now? Right. So I decided to be receiver, punt return, kick return, and it worked out, bro. Ended up starting. I remember the day Coach Kelly gave me my job. He had John Goodman back there. He's not really a return guy. He ain't gonna get you no yards, no nothing like that. Coach Kelly got me back there. He said, all right, go catch those. So me and John already going back and forth catching them, but he's like, catch the rest of them. He goes, all right, I'm going to kick you 3 balls. Now, mind you, this is Notre Dame. This ain't no just I'm going to kick you a 40-yard line drive or a 20-yard. It goes up in it. This is a 45 to 50-yard punt with 3.5 to 4 seconds hang time. That ball is up there, and it's turning over. He's like, catch these next 3 balls, you got the starting job. A competitor's gonna compete, right?
It's real.
Went out there, caught them 3 balls, gave me the starting job, ain't looked back since. But like I said, this was the year I was playing with a stress fracture where I had that crack in my shin. So I could have competed for the starting job, but physically I wasn't gonna win it.
Right.
I just couldn't go. I could only go so much. Like, it was the point where after practice, yo, like I would literally have to, like, sometimes, like, sit in the locker room for a minute or sit in the training room and just sit there with ice on that thing because it, like, hurts so bad just from me constantly ground and pound. And I played the entire 12 games like that. The entire 12 games all year. I had got some touches on offense as well. So, that right there, physical pain, but like the whole national championship atmosphere, bro, unexplainable. Imagine your very best day. Imagine your very, very, very best day and times that by 10, bro. We stayed off the beach in Hollywood, Florida. They took us to South Beach and dropped us off for 2 hours. Oh, well, but they took us to Roof Chris before they dropped us off. And then it was like, all right, here y'all go. Bro, we
money, all that.
Everybody had at least $600.
I'm already knowing.
Because that bowl game stipend, that was real. That was 600 cash, not to mention the $400 gift card they had just gave us.
Come on.
Like, come on, bro.
Take the 600 home.
Take that 600 home. Pocket. You feel me? So it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun. And I honestly, like I say, like, bro, that national championship, for those people that make it, they treat you like kings. Notre Dame all year, we had steak and lobster all year. Training table was steak and lobster every single day. They had like paninis that they hand make for us, handmade wings. So they had the wings already made, and you could sauce them up in whatever sauce you wanted. Salad.
Hey, you got me thinking. Don't you just miss some days getting to eat whatever you want?
Getting to eat whatever you want, whenever all you gotta do is walk into the training table and they got a whole list of whole variety. You want filet mignon? Do you want the tri-tip? Oh yeah, I want all of that, miss. Just throw all that on my plate. I miss those days because remember, it's unlimited now.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, bro. Like I said, eating whatever you want. I miss that feeling.
I miss that, bro.
Miss that, being able to walk upstairs and be like, what y'all got for us
grab 12
today?
Gatorades, though. Take them home.
Listen.
No one's going to be refilled.
No one's going to be refilled.
Filled with everything from the training table. Oatmeal. Hey, even when my son would come visit, that's how we ate. Look,
bruh,
oatmeal.
You ain't never lied.
Hey, what? Free cafeteria. Then you get $500 to eat a Denny's, Subway.
Yep.
So it's like, bro, it's like whatever you want to eat.
Whatever you want to eat, trust me. Then those points. So we had 12 swipes a week, and mind you, no, that's not enough. It was 21 swipes.
Yeah, it was like 20. Yeah, it got to be.
It was 21 swipes a week. We also had training table. Not to mention they put $700 on our ID card.
On the ID card, right? Just to eat it on campus.
Exactly. So when my girl would come up, oh man, what you want to eat? And mind you, she was pregnant at the time too.
Oh yeah, so it was good eats.
It was good eats. Oh, what you want to eat? They got everything over here. Oh, we had this little store right by my dorm. I used to love my dorm. They had this little spot where they would like make you pizzas and make you fries and make you all like they'll make you some chicken nuggets, all of that.
Right.
But they had the best pizza, fries, and I used to get the little cheese too and dip, bruh. Bro, throw some ketchup on them things and you got me, bro.
Hey, you got me thinking,
son. But listen, so we would clean up with that. But the 21 swipes, you wouldn't even get through them.
For a fact.
You're not getting through them all week. It's way too much food, bro.
Too much food.
Think about it. Even if you ate at training table two times a day.
Hey, then time out. They got training tables. They got shakes ready for you. They got Gatorades ready for you.
Bruh.
They got snacks, right? Oatmeal, bananas, everything, right?
That.
And then they got dinner.
Then they got dinner.
Then they got a dinner bag
so
for
it's
you.
like, only time you eat training table is breakfast because you wake up in the morning, you're like, all right, I'm hungry. Dining hall. That's what it was. Right. You go to dining hall, that's one swipe. Then you say at lunchtime, I'm still a little bit hungry, so I'm gonna go back to dining hall and get some more. Boom, that's 2 swipes. That's your 2 meals for the day you would have had. And now you go training table. You're gonna have training table after practice regardless.
Right.
So you take that, you bring yourself a Tupperware bowl, and you go ahead and fill that thing up, boy. I'm telling you, fill that thing up. Me and my best friend, bro. Me and Justin Ferguson.
We used to be on D with it, bro.
Listen, not to mention your
pull the car up. Look,
you can't put. Listen, I can't put nothing else in my book bag. It's already filled up with Gatorades, bro. I can't put nothing else in. And the only space I had in my book bag was for my Tupperware to pull out. That's all I had left. Like, bro, I wasn't playing with them. Like, come on, man. What? I need to eat, and y'all want me to gain this weight. Y'all want me to be at this weight. I need to be able to take it home.
But like we were so spoiled too. Like I forgot who I was talking about it with on our podcast. I think it was Kenny. Like we were so spoiled to a point too. Like we got tired of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We eat Chick-fil-A every day for breakfast, and everybody throwing their sandwiches in the trash.
Throwing their sandwiches in the trash,
you walk in the meat room, a sandwich hit you in the back of your
Yeah. Because we got that's what we eating again. Bro, I'm telling you, I had Chick-fil-A so much.
Hey, but I could never. Hey, I'll be like, give me that sandwich. Hey, I eat it on Tuesday.
Look, I'll eat that tomorrow. I'm gonna warm it up tonight.
You feel me? I'm gonna warm it up. I might get it right.
Not me. I was never a warmer Chick-fil-A because you gotta think by the time the Chick-fil-A get to us, bro, it's already halfway cold. It's already halfway.
Hey, people got it. Well, and then we got to practice for 3 hours. And
practice for 3 hours, and then now you coming back into it. Now like, here we got Chick-fil-A for y'all. Like, bro, nah, I don't want that.
But time out though, people will say they sandwich for breakfast all the way to the end of practice, bro.
Listen,
you got that sandwich at 8 in the morning. It's 5, bro.
U of A started getting smart. U of A got smart because that's where I was eating Chick-fil-A the most. At Notre Dame, I didn't eat Chick-fil-A one time. That was considered broke people food at Notre Dame.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Bruh, that was Chick-fil-A is like...
I couldn't eat over there.
Like, bruh, you want a Chick-fil-A sandwich? Why don't we just make you your own? Like, oh, all right. Say less. It's already halfway made. What do you want it to be tossed in? Type, like, oh, can I have 2 on the same? Yeah, you can have 2 pieces of chicken on it. Like, all right, cool. But like, when I got to U of A, that's when I started eating Chick-fil-A a whole lot because that's all they had. They would give a Chick-fil-A. They started getting smart and saying, you know what? They started not to like Chick-fil-A. Let's get them Canes. And who gonna turn down the Canes? Nobody turned down that fade, bro.
Come on.
Nobody.
Hey, them 2 C's.
I'm telling
every
you.
night, I'm like, look, Canes or Chick-fil-A.
I'm telling you. But
which one?
But me personally, I'm gonna go with the Canes just
Right.
because it's
No, that's real.
chicken.
No, I'm
like,
definitely getting Canes over
definitely.
Chick-fil-A. And I want my tenders extra crispy.
I ain't even messing with Chick-fil-A right now, man. You know they supporting Cast, man.
Right. Yeah.
We ain't gonna we ain't gonna go too deep into they supporting Cast.
Right.
But, you know, hey, don't eat Chick-fil-A if you support a good cause because they don't support half of them good causes. So I'm just I know y'all love Chick-fil-A, but hey, you know
I think I love this. You know, thing about Chick-fil-A for me is the service, bro. Because I don't think I don't think their food is the best.
No, they service
like their waffle
on
fries
point.
is like after a while I'll be like, man, these mugs
Don't
dry.
let them get cold.
Hey,
Yeah.
right, they not salty enough.
Yeah.
But like to me, like I tell people, it's all about the service.
It's all about the service.
If I ask for 1 Polynesian sauce, they're gonna give me 20.
They're gonna give me 20.
I go to McDonald's.
How many you want.
I go to McDonald's. Can I get a ranch?
50 cents.
All right, 50 cents. I did already put 2 in there, sir. I ordered 20 nuggets.
Right. What do you expect me to do with 2 of these ranches?
You feel me?
2 ranches gonna make it through 4 nuggets, bro.
Come on.
Go somewhere. Like,
Real talk,
like, come
bro.
on, man. Stop playing. And the way
bro.
I use the dip, that might only make it to 2.
Come on,
you
bro.
Feel me? Because I'm scooping. Like,
come on,
I ain't
dog.
trying to play with
Man, the
them.
McDonald's workers, they act like it's gonna come out their paycheck.
Hey, Chick-fil-A service is A1. I
It
ain't
is.
gonna
It
never
is that.
knock
So
that.
I will get that. Hey, Chick-fil-A, promote me.
Hey,
I'm promoting
listen.
y'all right now. Promote me. But but man, talk to me about because you go to Notre Dame and then you transfer to U of A.
Yeah.
Why U of A? And then you end up, what confused me, you ended up on the defensive side of the ball
Yeah,
where you
man.
starting and balling.
Yeah, man. So when I got to U of A,
And I got to come watch you practice a few times because I was down at
Yeah,
Pima,
yeah.
so I got to watch you and Scooby get out there.
yeah.
And I heard your mouth all practice.
all practice, bro. They
All
know what
practice.
time
I
it
heard
is.
Davonte talking.
Especially because that's my red shirt year. So when you gotta think about when I got to U of A, I'm not playing. I'm not thinking about playing at all.
real.
So, when I got to U of A, I had that same mentality from Notre Dame as whoever on the field, I'm killing you. And I got there and I was just killing them in the summer. And they was like, dang, bro, like, we wish we had a year. We wish you was playing this year, but like, that was my red shirt year. So realistically, when I got to the reason I went to U of A is because, like I said, I was expecting a child.
Right.
And my biggest thing was I didn't want to be away from my child for that 2 years, that 3 years. I feel like with that child within that first 6 months, bro, they get to know you. Not even on like a personal level. They don't really understand personality but they do understand, they do recognize voice and they do recognize smell. So my daughter's thing was she was a body to body type of kid. So when we went to sleep, it was always on my chest or like by her mother.
Right.
It was never, we tried to put her in her little bassinet, but bro, she be dead asleep.
Yeah,
We put her in that bassinet, she hopped right up like, what you doing? No, she wasn't a big crier neither.
Right.
So I got blessed. She wasn't a big crier,
Right.
but she'd show get up and look at you like, what you thought this was.
Right.
So for me, when I first came home, because Notre Dame flew me out that day.
Right.
I got the call. They flew me out that day. And so I was like, when I was at home, she got used to me and my scent and my smell. And like when I would call on the phone, she'd be like looking around.
Right.
So it got to the point where she like already recognized me and recognized my voice. I didn't want to let that get out of hand. I didn't want to let that go. Because like I said, I had a nephew.
Right.
before I left. Right. My little nephew, before I left, we was
close.
He wouldn't go to nobody else. Put it that way.
Close.
When I came back, little homie didn't even recognize me.
That's for a fact.
So I was like,
that's for a fact.
You know, I don't want to have to grow up and have my daughter grow with them 2 years without me, because that's a lot of learning and a lot of building that we don't get. So I was like, and Coach Kelly respected my decision and everything. They got me on the flight back, and they helped me get my scholarship at U of A and everything like that. But it was like the biggest decision for me was family, bro. I love my fam.
That's real. And just one of those growing moments too, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's real though, you feel me? Like what you was just attesting to, but like, you know, I saw a video from Nip, and like he said, the way you spell love to a child is time. And like I remember being a first-time father, right? I had my baby when I was in high school. I was 17 years old, so I had a kid way before everybody. Yeah. And I just remember my homie mom just, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know, Natrell, you can buy a kid all the shoes you want, things like that, like, but like they gonna outgrow them, you know, like, and she said it, like the way kids, you gotta spend time with them, you feel me? Because like she said, a child knows, you know what I'm saying? Like you can be around the baby for the first few months and around for a year, but if you leave for some time and come back, like if they don't really know you, like spent every day with you, like when you come back, they be like,
and I didn't
for real though.
And I didn't want, because my daughter wasn't the type that to just, I mean, she was real quiet. She was real, like, she didn't cry like that. But she also wasn't the type, at least with males, that she would just go to you willingly type of thing. My mom and sisters, they'd hold her and stuff like that, and that was cool. But my bro Ray, she look at him like, who'd you giving me to?
Right.
It's just the male. That's just the male, our physique and our masculineness. She's just like, Daddy, he don't look like, nah, that ain't you. So she go to Ray, and Ray didn't, Ray would hold her and stuff, but it was like she giving that look like,
like
who is like looking at you hard, like, yeah, yo, he good, and then as soon as you be like, he good, and she was like, all right, cool. But so I didn't really want to lose that. That was big for me. So for me, it was bigger to come back, because I was like, I can play ball anywhere. I can play football at any program.
Yeah, that's real. You could have went and started anywhere. That's true.
Anywhere. But so it's like, all right, what's gonna benefit you with your family?
Right.
And it benefit me to come out here and to be with my daughter and her mom and help out in that way, because, not only I grew up with a single mom.
Right.
You feel me? And then when I went with my father, he was a single father. So I grew up with a single parent.
Right.
And I knew the perks. And I know the cons of it as well. I got two sisters, so I see both sides.
That's real.
I ain't saying my sisters is messed up or nothing like that, but having that male figure in their life when we growing up.
Come on, man. You need to come on, bro.
You feel me? That influence. So it was like, for me, it's always called a daddy's girl. It's not called a daddy's boy or a mama's girl. They don't call it that. They call it a daddy's girl.
That's real.
And so the only way for that to be a daddy's girl, bro, was for daddy to be around. So my biggest thing for me moving was, I got my family back home. As much as I would love to stay here.
That's real.
Me as a man, I can't stay here.
That's real.
Because I need to go handle my business. I'm the one that did it. I got to go handle that. So
that's real. And that, like I said, that's just that growth, bro.
Yeah.
But how did you get to the defensive side of the ball? That's why I'm confused.
So that man, so I played redshirted a year. I played a year of offense. And then when it came to our defense, we needed some bodies. We needed some bodies at corner. We had a lot of young guys at corner, so we needed some experience. And so basically I went and talked to Rich Rod. I was already feeling it too. Right. And I talked to Rich Rod. I'm like, yo, I know we need some help over here. And I really wasn't happy with how they was using me on the offensive side. Right. Because it was two other dudes, Samaje Grant and Nate Phillips, great athletes. But in my opinion, my time there, when I was doing offense, I could be way more productive, but they just wasn't trying to explain.
For a fact, bro. It used to make me mad to see you on the offensive side of the ball as well. Because I'm like, throw the ball to Davonte every play.
Right.
Give him a screen. Give him the same. You throwing to them?
Yeah. And they wasn't doing that. And they got to the point where I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, I redshirted the year. Now this is the year I can play. And now y'all trying to play me. Like, what's going on? I'm not about to do this. And, the receivers coach was like, yeah, you right. Like, We got to get you more touches. I'm gonna do my job to get you more involved in the offense. But at this point, I'm like, look, bro, I gotta think about me.
Right.
I gotta start thinking about me now. And Rich Rod was like, hey, would you be opposed to playing defense? I was like, cool, let's do it. I played it, and I'm the only, and you feel like I'm one that can switch over, say less. Let's go do it.
Right.
So that's exactly what I did. I went over and played defense. Pretty much started every single game. You
right,
know
you was doing your thing at
doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
You was doing your thing, bro. You really was.
It was definitely a lot of fun switching over, especially on a different side of the ball. It changed up the element of things too. Gotcha. Like I said, you going forward all the time.
Right.
Now I'm going backwards
right.
every single play.
Right.
So that was a little, minor adjustment because like I said, I did it. And mind you, I ain't played DB in now 3 years.
Right.
So this is my first year playing DB again. So, it took some adjusting to get to, but like I feel like I was ready and I was solid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did my thing. Yeah, I prepared for it. I had my coaches there to help me out with the transition. So it was easy, especially when you know the game.
That's real.
So,
and then let me ask you, bro, like, so what ends up happening, after college? Because like I said, I thought you was at least, I said, okay, he gonna go to the league for DB, then that speed, just everything. Like, what happened after? And talk to me about like where you at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you know what? So after college, I ended up going to Canada. So I didn't do my pro day right when I think about it. I didn't do my pro day right. I didn't game plan it the right way. Right. What I should have did, I went to pro day. Mind you, I ain't played receiver in now 2 years. I ain't had receiver film in 2 years. I went to pro day at receiver when I should have went for pro day at receiver and DB. So that's where I messed up at. And that's where I didn't notice it at the time. But then when they was like, hey, Davonte, come on, we got the DB drills. And I was like, no, I'm just doing offense. Like, you don't notice stuff until you play it back. And you just notice teams like.
Right.
Like, because they wasn't looking at me at receiver.
They was looking at you at DB.
They was looking at me at DB. But then I also didn't have a person in my corner to be like, bro, you need to do both. I understand you want to play receiver in the league, but you need to go there and do DB stuff because you have film at DB. You've been playing DB for 2 years. They're expecting you to play DB. Right. So you can do receiver pro day as well. You can do the pro day at receiver, but you need to be doing DB. I didn't have that, and I wasn't there yet mentally.
Right.
So for me, it was like, I don't want to play DB no more. I want to go back to the offensive side. So that's what I shouldn't have done. Right. So I ended up getting a shot in Canada. I'm out in Canada, and Canada, they got a certain amount of NFL guys. They got a certain amount of Americans, certain amount of Canadians they can have on the team.
Right.
But they brought me in at safety and corner, but they had already had guys, that coaching staff had already brought guys in.
Right.
So, and those guys were American that they brought in. So it was like only certain amount of Americans can be on this football team.
Right.
And they already brought the Americans at my position that they want.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I was better than them.
It don't matter.
None of that mattered.
Come on, bro.
Because I was out there killing them out there.
I'm already knowing.
But it's like, but we just
these are my guys though.
These are my guys. I brought him in already, so I can't.
I'm gonna look a fool if I put you in over him.
I'm gonna look like a fool because I brought him from a different team and brought him in here, and now he's on this team. Now we need to make him. He needs to stay. Plus, they had just drafted a guy in the secondary. He wasn't that great, but they drafted him. So that's
their guy.
That's a body.
Right,
that's two bodies. So that's already one Canadian body and one American body that they had there already. Right. Pretty much everybody else was just there for bodies as camp.
Right.
So, and I started to notice that, and I was like, you know what? That's when I was like, okay, maybe this ain't, because like I said, everything happens for a reason. Maybe I'm not supposed to be playing ball. Right. Because you didn't handle pro day right, and now you in Canada and they not handling the situation right either. Right. I even went to them like, hey, look, I can play receiver too. Let me get some reps. Right. And they was like, all right, I got you. And they let me get reps, but like they wouldn't like let me throw me in there to actually learn it. So I'm like, football maybe just ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. So I end up coming back to the States, end up taking on coaching. So that's what I consist of now, coaching and personal training. I got my personal training, Train to Eat, TTE. So I do that in the off season. Right. All these kids that DBs, receivers, skill guys, they want to come get some work. You know, I had a group this summer, and it was mainly my JUCO kids because I was coaching JUCO ball before I went to Dobson. So I got into basically when I first came back, got into coaching, got into high school coaching at SHAP. I went from SHAP over to the JUCO football league they have out here, the Hohokam League. I was the defensive backs and D coordinator for the same team 2 years. This would have been my second year. But this year I ended up leaving the team to Dobson High School. I honestly just wanted to help out kids that were in a situation to where maybe they didn't have much.
It's real.
I wanted to give back in a different way. I wanted to give back more than just give, like, because JUCO ball, those kids, they got an opportunity to go play Division I. But I want to get the kids before they get before they got to go through JUCO. I want to try to put the work in and try to get these kids opportunities straight out of high school, because it's so hard to get to where you want to go out of JUCO. It's possible.
Bro. It's possible, but
it's so
I took that route,
hard.
bro. It's very rare.
It's so much easier to take care of it when you're at home, when you got your mom or a support at home where you don't have to worry about certain things, so that you can go out there, play football, do what you need to do, and get up out of there. And plus, my knowledge that I'm giving back to them, I'm taking them through everything that I went through. I'm taking them through stuff that I didn't do the right way, that I know I didn't handle the right way. Even when it comes to attitude, off the field, everything, my man. So
yes,
it's like,
sir, no, sir,
all of that. So it's like,
I'm teach you everything.
I'm teaching these guys how to become young men, kind of like what Coach Regal and them did for me.
That's real.
Because when I got to Chaparral, they, for real, I was already a monster. They lit me on fire.
That's real.
And was like, now you a flamethrower monster, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was a point in time when I was at Chaparral in practices, and they was like, hey, you ain't playing to your ability.
Right.
Why you not hit that, you got speed, hit that dang on edge and run.
Right.
And from that point on, when they told me that, bro, I took that and ran with it from then on. So for me, my thing was same mentality, bro. You know what I'm saying? How can you give back to somebody else? How can you get back to kids who don't have the abilities, don't have the type of resources and things that you had?
Right.
So that's where I'm at right now. Right now, I'm coaching high school at Dobson. We got a game on Thursday. It's gonna be televised. I mean, we got Corona. Corona got some boys this year.
Yeah, I heard they 5-0, man.
Yeah.
They just beat my Autumn Mountain Point last week. I was hot.
I was gonna go to the
game, but I'm glad I didn't.
Listen,
man, I can't control myself. Like, for real. Like, I went to a Mountain Point game every year. We come back. We was going to state every year when I would come back, or going to state semifinal. Man, every year I got on the sideline, I just always had to say something.
You got to,
so they
man.
always like I'll be trying to sit there and be like this, and I'll tell the lineman, "You're not playing with your hands, right? Like play with your hands, get off him, and make the block." Like how we was like real savages. Like, you're not gonna block me, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and too, I'm looking at it from a whole different standpoint. Like in high school, I'm like, come on, bro, that's a piece of cake. Like, really destroy this man.
Yeah,
like,
right.
But man, I end up getting into it with the D-line coach. You know what I'm saying? And that's real, bro. And one thing, bro, like, because I wanted to bring up too before it slipped my mind, bro, is like, because you talked about going from Shap to Dobson to, first off, bro, like, before I hit on that, like, I just want to say, like, because, like, I'm listening to you talk now, like, ain't it crazy how God humble you too, though?
Man.
Like, he humble you through this. And, like, I tell people, like, the only way God can use you is if you humble yourself. If you allow him to use you, you know what I'm saying?
And I did a lot of learning, bro.
Come on, bro. You feel me? And then, like I said, going from having that success to God saying, that's not the route I wanted for you. It might have been the route you wanted for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, God, you humbling me. Now you can use me. And now I'm like, okay, my purpose is to give back.
100%.
My purpose is to touch lives. And, just going back to the Shap and the Dobson thing, because like you said, them kids at Shap don't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
They don't got to worry about, after practice, they not going to work like them Dobson kids
right.
are.
100%.
They're not worrying about how they going to eat like them Dobson kids are.
Yep.
And I think it's so big too, like once again, when I say, be careful what you expose a child to. Because I remember, right, I think I was like a senior in high school and I went to go train with the P family.
Yeah.
Todd, Andrews,
all of them boys.
Cassius, and I'm training with, Mr. Pete. And like I remember him saying, like, and I remember Andrews had just got to Stanford freshman year. He's like, Natrell, we out there training. He like, my son's gonna be a first round pick. He like, because I taught him everything. And he said, like, not only that, like, I remember this, it stuck with me. Like, I remember, like, being a senior, 18 years old, 17 years old. And he's like, he's going to be a first-round pick because he said, first off, all he had to do was punch and go to school his whole life.
That's it.
I'm like, damn, like life is that when there's certain things you don't have to worry about and burdens you don't have to deal with worrying about how you gonna eat, worrying about certain things, like, bro, it's so much easier to focus. And like that always stuck with me because I'm like, man, all my child gonna do if he wanna be a doctor, all he gonna have to do is read books and do this.
And I think
Life,
that's a good comparison you brought up, Pete, because you think about when we was growing up, you think about Pete's pops and my pops, right?
right,
Same, similar type of cats, but one went about it a different way.
right.
One let his son be a kid and let his son go out there and do what his son wanted to do,
That's
right?
real.
Where the other one, his son went out there and did what he did, but his son did everything he had to do.
That's real.
So it was like two different sides of the spectrum. Yeah, Pete, first round pick, boy made it, right? So he did everything he was supposed to do, but his pops laid it out the way that he didn't have to worry about nothing else.
He didn't have to worry about nothing else.
You feel me? Like, and I know Andres too personally, so I know, like, Pete wasn't raised the same way I was. Like,
right, for a fact.
Andres can go out there and be himself.
Come on.
Whereas me, it was like, oh no, you are Davonte Neal, you are the machine, and that's who you always have to be. And it wasn't no separation.
And like I say, bro, it's that pressure. Like
That
I say,
pressure.
like it's just that pressure, bro. You feel me? Like you say, coming from a certain way, being raised a certain way,
Yeah.
you put certain burdens on yourself. There's
Yeah.
certain things that people around you, because like I say, like a lot of people that, we grew up around stuff, they didn't have a lot of hope. And that's one thing, like, I want to talk to, like Kenny talked about, like, our parents might have had ideas and things on what they wanted us to be,
Yeah.
but they didn't have a way. They
Nope.
didn't know.
Right.
They didn't know no better. So, like, that's why I think it's so crazy. Like, I just listened to you talking, I'm like, God is using you.
Yeah.
God is using me to touch lives. And, let me share this with you. Let me
Yeah.
tell you something I have. Yeah, I was that kid getting suspended, trying to impress people, do those things.
Right.
And, like, now I'm like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
don't matter. Them same friends I thought I had, and when I was, number one player in the state, I had 15,000 followers on Twitter, Instagram.
All of that.
All that. I had all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm so cool to, when I lost every offer, when I went to JUCO, nobody there.
You lost everybody.
Lost everybody.
Everybody that was in your corner.
And I think it's, bro, like I say, I think it's very important on how you raise a child. And I just wanted to touch on that Pete situation because, right, if you let a child be a child, man, life can be beautiful. You feel me? I got the game plan. I got the recipe. You know what I'm saying? It's on you if you mess this
It's
up.
on
You know what I'm
you
saying?
to
It's on
mess it up.
And that's one thing I loved about my dad, bro, because, like, my dad, like, shoot, you want to be a doctor, I'll get you the books. If you want to play football, I'll pay for you to train.
Right.
But one thing, and it's so crazy because I look back on it now and I laugh because my dad told me, he said, you want to know how I know when you was at your mom's house and you wasn't training? And, I'm a kid, so I'm like, my dad asked me, did you train all week? I'm like, yeah, Dad,
yeah.
I went and trained. Did you go train this week? Yes, Dad, I went and trained. My dad tell me, the other day, he said, you know how I know you wasn't training back in high school when you wasn't with me? He said, because Uzern didn't ask for his money. I'm like, I'm like, that's so real because
That's the
my trainer,
truth.
right? Every 4 weeks, he want his money.
Right.
If I don't come work for them 4 weeks, he don't ask my dad for that money.
Because he don't.
But I'm like, once again, like my pastor said, when you in the dark, you think you tricking somebody in the light, but you can't even see. I
Yeah.
thought I was smart. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm out hanging,
you fooling yourself.
drinking. I'm fooling myself, bro.
Fooling
And I'm like, it's just so
yourself.
crazy because I look back on it now as a child. And I'm like, damn, that make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
wasn't even asking for his money.
Well,
Like, so my dad, like, I know he lying.
Yeah.
He ain't work out all month, but it's
Like-
cool because next month I'm gonna get on you. But I love that about my dad too, because like I said, he gave me that.
He let you fail and then he
let you-
stepped in.
Because my dad, like, he always told me, people learn two ways. They either learn by going through it, or you learn from someone who's been through it. And that's what my dad told me all the time. Like, son, I'm telling you things. So it's some mistakes that you shouldn't make because you should learn from me. And I think it's so true. But also too, like, Mom used to say, the stove hot. We still touch it sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
get burnt and realize
Right.
the stove's still hot. So I feel like too, sometimes you gotta go through things. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta go through things. You gotta learn. My
gotta
dad said, save your money. I ain't save my money. Now look, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's just about these things. Like, okay, now I gotta adjust. I gotta do that. I save my money, this, that. I got money.
Now you got exactly.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but it's about learning from someone who been through it. So, like, I think it's big, bro. But, like, just that culture, bro. Because, like I say, you got them kids, man. Like I said, you go to these schools and you can tell their parents, like, don't spend no time.
Yep.
Don't check no homework.
Yep.
Don't, what'd you learn today? How
Right.
was your day?
Right.
Like, I remember my pastor touching on, like, we live in a world today where, like, families don't even eat with each other no more.
They sure don't.
You know, the times are different. And like I heard you talk about being a man. And I think it's big because, you know, in the Bible, the way God got it set up is God, man, women, children.
Right.
The way the world set it up is God, women, children, man.
100%.
And like my brother Savon pointed out to me, he said, who took you to church? Mom and my grandma.
Right.
He said in the truth, if you look in the church, you'll see there's not many men. Mind you, I've been a churchgoer since I was high.
Yeah. Your granny.
I'm up at UAB, bro. I look in the church that Sunday. I'm like, what is it, Women's Day? It is no man in here.
Right.
And that's what my brother Savon said. You destroy a man, you destroy a household.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so real because God didn't intend for a woman to lead. Not saying, and don't get that confused, right? Because
Right.
people like, oh, a man got to be dominant and this and never listen to his woman. No, you want to make your wife happy. You want to listen to what make her laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what make her day,
100%.
things like that. But what I'm saying about leading is, and when I'll speak on that too, is that a woman want to be led.
Yeah, no,
they can say this
talk.
and that. They can say I'm a boss thing and I'm this and that. A woman want to be led.
Listen, you can still be a boss and be led.
And be
Let's
led.
not get that twisted.
And be submissive. I seen a post the other day. Said you can still have a dominant woman and she can still be submissive to her man. And see, I think that's where a lot of the things fail and a lot of things happen because, like I said, we live in a society today where it's women, children, man. Yeah. And so that way you got a lot of women not letting man be man no more.
Right. No, that's 100%.
Well, you're this, you're that. So now it's hard for me to even feel like a man.
Right.
And so much negativity come out of that because then you like, okay, you know, and
that street, you already know how that gets. But
you know what I'm saying? So it's about, having your mind right and
100%.
Just, being focused, man. And I think it's so true. Like you talked about being a man, bro. As a man, you got to lead in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I always bring up Eric Thomas and like he was talking with his wife one day and like he said they moved in their first apartment and he like, the clothes was piling up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they didn't have no washer. And she was like, well, if you give me a place with a washer and dryer,
I can take care of it.
So he got her a place with a washer and dryer, clothes still piling up. He like, babe, like you said, like if I got you a place with a washer and dryer, clothes wouldn't pile up no more. But like he said, I had to leave. I had to start washing clothes, ironing clothes. And then he said, next thing you know, my wife is washing clothes, ironing clothes, doing those things like that. So it's all about how you lead too. And I think back to my pastor too. Like, like it says in the Bible, bring your whole family to church.
Yeah.
Bring your whole family. That means your wife too, girlfriend, whatever people
bring
go by.
All, yeah.
Right? Bring your whole family, right? And dang it, lost my thought.
You was talking about your pastor.
Right. And I was just talking about how he was like, like bring your whole, your whole family to church, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, after a while, right, even if they're not a big believer, like he said, you start bringing your wife, girlfriend to church, whatever. He said after a while, like she gonna be waking you up on Sundays.
Right.
Like, let's go.
Right.
Why you still sleeping? Come on, Bible study about to start. Yeah. But it's all about how we lead and how we as a man too as well, man.
100%.
But that's why the devil just like, man, let me tear this man down.
That's it.
Because then, like you say, you got sisters, so it's not easy when you don't have a man figure around.
Yeah.
And I think it's so true because like, man, as much as my mama loved me and things, like I had to go with my dad.
Yeah.
Like just G stuff because it was only so much my mother can do.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
I agree with that.
I think it's, what I'm saying? I think it's big, bro. You feel me? Like,
I totally agree, man. Like we need that. That, like I said, I love my moms to death, but at the same time, did I need to go live with my dad? Yeah. I think so because it taught me how to be a man. A woman can't teach a man how to be a man.
Tupac said it.
You know what I'm saying?
I finally understand. And for a woman, it ain't easy trying to raise a man.
It ain't
Come
easy.
on.
No, I'm not saying that women don't do it because they do. Y'all women hold it down. That's not what we saying right here. We say we give y'all women a lot of credit, but at the same time, what we saying is it's a way that a man has to lead a woman for her to be willing to lead. She can be a boss out there in her job. She can go to work. She can be that, be all that dominant that she won't. But like if your woman can't come home and take off that coat and take off that armor and just be herself and be led, bro, like she gonna be lost and then she gonna be looking for that in other places. And I had to learn that myself.
Come on, that's
you feel
real.
me? So
you talk about them other places. Come on, they start looking in the wrong way.
I'm telling you.
Come on.
You gotta, but you learn these things. You feel me? As you get older, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your trials and tribulations, and you learn how to maneuver from it and move.
That's
from
real.
there, so.
And I think that's the biggest thing to becoming a man is and this was a lot, I feel like a lot of people have a hard time doing is looking yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
You got to acknowledge where you're going wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like to point a finger at a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? You was doing this, you was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it was a two-way street.
Yeah.
I was doing this too.
Yeah.
I was doing that too.
100%.
I caused that as well too. I did some petty stuff as well too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that as well,
And that's
man.
what
You got to look your...
That's called ego.
Come on, drop that,
That's
man.
called ego.
For
We
real,
love that.
bro.
We love to have that ego on and be like, man, you did this and you did that. But then you like, dang, when you think about it, you be like, well, I did do this, I did that, and if I wouldn't have done that, it wouldn't have caused that. So maybe that's why. So yeah, I had a whole lot of that too, man. Like I said, you grow up and you learn, bro. That's the biggest thing. You grow up and you learn how to handle situations, different situations, and different scenarios, bro. But if you don't never open your mind up to learn, you so close-minded, keep your ego hot, but you ain't never gonna learn nothing in this world.
Man, and last thing I'll leave you with, just touching on that, that's why God says it's best to be with the lowly in spirit. You know what I'm saying? For real, because, you know, once you start, like you say, once you start building that, ego get high.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
You lose everything,
You lose everything, bro. You feel me? So...
No.
I think that's real, and like, you know, that's what my pastor talked about. He said, you know, y'all think y'all so smart. Y'all got these PhDs, bachelor's degrees, and all this. So like, you like, I can never stop learning. I mean, I know it all. You know, like he's saying, you think you'll know it all versus like, man, you can always keep learning. You feel me? Like, and that's, you know, I remember my pastor, we ate lunch, and like he said, like, I go to these different churches not because I want to, right? That's why I tell people, like, being smart, like, you don't have to, like, don't nobody want to go to school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to UAB and make honor roll every semester.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. But I'm like, shoot, my child gonna do what they saw me do.
Yeah.
You feel me? Not saying that they gonna have a 3.0. They might even do higher or lower. But you know, the expectation set. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, you know, just going back to it, bro, you know, bro, you can never stop learning, bro. You feel me? You always gotta, you know what I mean? You can always keep growing and shit, but man, I appreciate you, Davonte, bro.
Yeah,
This is a good one, bro. Like, for real, bro. So much, you know, things said, bro. You know what I'm saying? Such a good conversation, bro. Like, just to be here sitting with you, like, I know this is nothing but God, bro, because like I said, I grew up with you. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, not to be creepy, but like, when you was sleeping, I'll be at my granny house, like, bro, Davonte here. Like, I couldn't even go to sleep because I'm like, bro, I didn't see him on ESPN all week. I didn't see him on this and that. Like, he in the crib.
Yeah.
I ate off that fork yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is all God, bro. You feel me? And like, now that we here, and like I said, man, you way more mature and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You know, like, and it's like, it's so crazy to see it. Like, I just hear the way you talk, man. I know God got amazing things for you, bro.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Man, the future gonna be great, bro.
A lot of things in the works, man. So I'm just excited about it. Like I said, I took a different path. So this path right here, so it's a fun path. You know, nothing's easy, but at the same time, it's gonna come with some hard work. And I'm already putting in work. My guys that I coach up know, like, Coach Neal, he gonna give it his all. We got to give our all for him. And they observe the information and they just take it and go with it. So I'm blessed to be where I am, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. You know, my fam is straight. So we solid over here.
Man, that's a blessing, bro. Once again, bro, I appreciate having you, man.
Yeah,
man.
Good one, hey, definitely appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Man, good one, brother. That was a good one.
Yes, sir. That was definitely a solid session right there, man.